How to fix concerns about pirated single-player games triggering VAC bans in CS2. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we delve into a critical technical concern that frequently troubles the online gaming community: the apprehension that pirated single-player games installed on your system might inadvertently trigger a VAC ban while playing Counter-Strike 2. This fear stems from a misunderstanding of how Valve anti-cheat (VAC) systems fundamentally operate and what their detection mechanisms are designed to target. Our deep dive guide will meticulously dissect VAC's architecture, differentiate between file integrity violations and active cheat injection, and ultimately provide comprehensive solutions and clarity to alleviate these concerns, ensuring your CS2 experience remains secure and uninterrupted. Let's explore the solutions to these common misconceptions and reinforce best practices for a secure gaming environment. Understanding VAC's targeted scanning protocol. Valve anti-cheat (VAC) is engineered to monitor processes and modules directly interacting with the specific VAC-protected game executable, such as CS2, during its active runtime. It is not designed to indiscriminately scan your entire hard drive for unrelated files or dormant applications. Memory integrity verification. VAC primarily focuses on memory integrity, meticulously inspecting the game's allocated memory space for unauthorized modifications or injections that signify cheating. This includes scrutinizing active dynamic link libraries, DLL, and executable code within the game's process. Process hook detection. The anti-cheat system actively detects process hooks, which are techniques used by cheats to intercept or alter normal game functions. If a pirated game's executable or any associated cracking tools are not actively hooking into the CS2 process, they pose no direct threat to VAC. Kernel mode protection limits. While some advanced anti-cheat systems operate in kernel mode, VAC traditionally functions predominantly in user mode, making its detection scope largely confined to the active processes and memory space linked to the running game. It rarely ventures into deep system-wide scans for unrelated software. Dynamic signature analysis. A pirated single-player game, even with its altered executable, typically does not contain these specific cheat signatures relevant to CS2. Whitelist/blacklist mechanisms. Contextual. VAC maintains internal whitelists for legitimate background applications and blacklists for known cheat executables. Unless a pirated game's components are explicitly identified as a threat to CS2, they generally fall outside these critical detection parameters. Piracy's operational context. Pirated games operate by circumventing copy protection mechanisms, often involving modified executables or emulators that mimic licensing servers. These modifications are specifically tailored for the pirated game itself and typically do not attempt to interact with other legitimate online titles. Cheating's direct game interaction. In contrast, cheating in CS2 involves software designed to directly manipulate the game's engine, provide unfair advantages like aimbots or wall hacks, and actively inject code into the CS2 process. This direct interaction is what VAC is programmed to detect and penalize. File hash mismatches vs. Active code injection. The mere presence of an altered file on your disk that isn't running or interacting with CS2 is not a trigger. Legality vs. Anti-cheat enforcement. While both are undesirable, they operate on different principles. VAC is not a tool for detecting copyright infringement on your entire system. Isolate game environments. To maintain optimal system hygiene, consider isolating your gaming environments. While not strictly necessary for VAC, using separate drives or virtual environments for pirated content can enhance peace of mind and reduce potential conflicts with system files. Avoid running pirated games concurrently. Although VAC is highly unlikely to scan dormant applications, a best practice is to avoid running any pirated games or their associated cracking tools simultaneously with CS2. This minimizes any potential, albeit remote, for unintended process interactions. Monitor background processes. Regularly monitor your background processes through Task Manager to identify any unfamiliar or resource-intensive applications. Ensuring a clean system before launching CS2 helps guarantee that no rogue software, legitimate or otherwise, could interfere. Maintain system hygiene. Periodically scan your system with reputable antivirus and anti-malware software to detect any malicious payloads, sometimes bundled with pirated software. A compromised system could inadvertently host malware that does interact with legitimate games. Verify game file integrity, CS2. Utilize Steam's built-in Verify Integrity of Game Files feature for CS2 periodically. This ensures that all official game files are intact and unmodified, confirming that no external software has tampered with your legitimate game installation. Be wary of non-standard crack methods, e.g., hypervisor. While classic crack methods are generally safe, some highly sophisticated or niche cracking techniques, like those employing hypervisor-level interference, might interact with system functions in ways that could be misinterpreted by stringent anti-cheat systems. Exercise extreme caution with such methods. Use official game clients, Steam. Always launch CS2 exclusively through the official Steam client to ensure all anti-cheat protections are properly initialized and active. Bypassing the Steam client or using third-party launchers for CS2 significantly increases your risk of detection. Update system software regularly. Keep your operating system, drivers, and Steam client fully updated. Security patches and software enhancements often improve system stability and reduce vulnerabilities that could potentially be exploited by malicious software, whether cheat-related or otherwise. Understand false positive scenarios. While rare, false positives can occur with any anti-cheat system. If you believe you were unjustly banned, Valve provides an appeal process. However, for VAC, bans are typically permanent and only overturned in cases of clear error. Prioritize legitimate software for online play. For any game you play online, especially competitive titles like CS2, always use legitimate, officially purchased versions. This not only supports developers, but also entirely eliminates concerns about unauthorized software interactions with anti-cheat systems. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more in-depth technical guides and insights.